Do you want to know what a 1927 Easter cake tastes like? Join me for this fun recipe from a 1927 Royal Baking Powder cookbook, and we'll see how it tastes.
Toilet on it.
Well, it was supposed to be a rabbit and did not go well. The oven, and it smells really good. I'm going to be cooling it for quite a while. Alrighty, let's get going on our 1927 Easter cake. So I have some eggs here in the mixer. We are going to beat these until they're light. So I'm gonna come back in a moment when that's done and we'll get going with the rest of the recipe. So you can see that the eggs are really foamy. So we're gonna slowly add the sugar in, and then we're going to be adding the cake flour or pastry flour and some salt and 2 teaspoons of baking powder, since this is a baking powder cookbook. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the sugar going. So we're adding this little by little and it'll get foamier and foamier. So I'll come back when the sugar's done and we'll get all this mixed up. So you can see that is super nice and fluffy now. So I'm gonna put our baking powder and salt and cake flour together, and all of the ingredients will be and instructions will be in the description down below. Let me know in the comments down below if you love making cakes. It is a fun process. So we're gonna slowly add this in, and then we're gonna add our last 2 ingredients in a moment. So I will come back when this is all incorporated. So here's the interesting part. We have 1 cup of boiling water and then a teaspoon of lemon extract. So we're supposed to add the boiling water in a little bit at a time. What I did was I had my tea kettle on the stove and let it keep boiling as I put this together so it'd stay nice and hot. So we're supposed to just add this little by little in here. So I will come back when we have this ready to put it in our pan. So we are ready to get our batter into this ungreased angel food pan, or tube pan as they sometimes call it. But I want to show you really cute, quickly, this is the Easter bunny cake we're making, and I love all the cute little illustrations. So we're gonna have these little bunnies on top, and I'm super excited about this. And this goes into a 250-degree oven for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to change the temperature to 350 for about half an hour or 45 minutes or so. This is kind of a new method that I've never tried before, but I read that in the 1920s, it was common to kind of start off at a lower temperature and have it at a higher temperature later, because a lot of the ovens were still wood stoves, or they were not quite as accurate. So that's a really interesting way of baking. So I will get this in the oven, and then I will see you for decorating the cake and also taking a little look at it once it's out of the oven. So the cake is now out of the oven and it smells really good. I'm going to be cooling it for quite a while. And in the meantime, we are going to make the icing. So I'll see you in a moment. Before we move on to the icing, I just wanted to show you how beautifully this cake came out. So shiny and pretty. So I'm actually glad. You may have noticed I switched pans because I had a mishap with the other tube pan. The batter started flying all over the place because it was not, the bottom was not secure. So I switched quickly to this pan, and I'm glad I did because it's so pretty. So let's move on to the frosting. So let's make this 1927 Easter cake frosting. I have confectioner's sugar here, 1.5 cups. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of milk and then some almond extract. I love that this cake is gonna be almond and lemon. It sounds very Eastery to me. So what we are supposed to do is just mix this until it becomes a spreadable consistency. And as the cake cools, we'll set this aside. It looks like we need a little bit more milk. So let's add a tiny bit, and then we're going to also, I have 2 teaspoons of melted butter here and some green food coloring because we're gonna save a little bit of this icing to make kind of a grass portion for the top. And this does not look like a lot of icing, so to be honest, I think I'm gonna make a little extra for that grass portion. So anyways, this is what that looks like. I might actually add, you know what, now it might be a little too liquidy, more like glaze. So let's add in a little bit more powdered sugar. Whoops. Sometimes it's kind of a process to figure this out, but this looks like a better consistency, I think. So, yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, so actually to this butter, I'm just gonna add a little bit of sugar and milk so we can make the grass portion on its own. So I think I might be doubling up a little bit on this icing. There we go. And a little bit of green. I might also color some coconut. Let me just use this same spatula here. I might color some coconut so that we can have a little bit of textured grass on top too. This will be a fun experiment to decorate this cake. I think it'll be very cute. Let me know in the comments down below if you like to make a cake for Easter. I always think of coconut and lemon as definitely Easter flavors. So I think off camera, I'm going to be thickening this up just a little bit, but it's looking like cute grass. Yay, alrighty. So I'll see you when the cake is cooled and we're ready to decorate. Let's get ready to ice this lovely 1928 Easter cake. So I have some icing here. I ended up thinning it down a bit so that it'll be kind of a glaze. And then I've got the grass part here. And then I have the homemade marshmallows. I'll link the video where I made these marshmallows down in the description. And of course the recipe will be down there too. I have to say that I tried making bunnies out of these using all kinds of tools, but I could not make anything like a bunny. So I'm gonna settle for just putting on some pretty marshmallows on top of this cake. So I would love to know in the comments down below if you've had any fails, any cake fails, like being able to, well, I should say, if there was something in the instructions that they said, oh, just do this and you should be able to make this, and then it just didn't work. And this was the case here. They said take a fresh marshmallow and pinch it to make the head and then again for the tail, but I could not figure out how to do that. And I assumed a fresh marshmallow would be a homemade one. So anyways, it's all good and this is really beautiful. While we're icing the cake, I wanted to tell you a couple of 1927, and pardon me if I said 1928, 1927 food facts. So at that time, home refrigerators and convenience foods were rising in popularity. And for that reason, there were a lot of popular things, a lot of popular icebox desserts, like icebox cake, which is basically just cookies and cream sort of sandwiched together. But those things started to become popular as more and more people got electricity in their homes and wanted to experience these new items. And then another thing is, in 1927, Hostess cakes came out, and they used to be called Hostess cupcakes. So a couple of fun things for you. So I'm going to come back when I have this icing done, and then we'll get the final touches done on this cake. So I think this looks kind of pretty with the green and the white glaze. The green kind of gives it the look of grass. Although there won't be bunnies, there will be some delicious marshmallows, some cherry marshmallows that I made. And these are gonna look, ooh, I wonder if they'll stay. This will be interesting. This is a brand new look for an Easter cake for sure. So let's check that out. All right. I think it's certainly very cute. Now I think I'm gonna add a little dusting of powdered sugar to give it another look. And I think it's quite cute. I think these are slipping a little bit. I wonder if they'll stay. Okay, they look more like little hats. But this was a lot of fun, and I can't wait for the family tasting to find out how this tastes. Stay tuned. So I wanted to show you really quickly the 1927 baking book by Royal Baking Powder. Anyone can bake. This is kind of etched in here. It's really pretty. And there's even someone's name in here, which I think is really fun. So it's by the Royal Baking Powder Company, 1927. And it has a lot of beautiful photographs, kind of step by step, on how to do different recipes. This one is rolls and buns from biscuit dough. But I also really love the color illustrations in this book. They're really beautifully done. And this book is just in gorgeous condition. And here we see, over here, there's lots of different cakes. And this is where I found the Easter cake. And sadly, I was not able to make the bunnies. I did make marshmallows though, and that was a lot of fun. So I kind of went the extra mile there. But you can see all the pretty things that you can make. I'm just amazed at the beautiful color illustrations in this book, and also the very detailed photos that they use to show how to make things. So I'm excited to try more recipes in this book and share with you all. So let me know what you think and what you'd like me to try next. Stay tuned for the family tasting to see what everyone thinks of this Easter cake. Okay, we've got the family here to try the 1927 Easter cake.
And why does my cake have a little porcelain toilet on it?
Well, it was supposed to be a rabbit, and did not go well.
Tiny little commode.
No, it kind of does look like that.
It's like a normal marshmallow to me.
I feel like this looks like the lid of the toilet.
Maybe a little bit.
Or a strange top hat.
A neat little You little flush handle.
But anyway, it's a lemon sponge cake.
Oh.
And it's got an almond icing. So we'll see how it tastes.
Same almond icing?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Hmm.
It's a little bit denser than most cakes, but it's got a nice texture. It looks like this. So.
I thought
Yeah.
I'd love the almond icing, but I
Mhm.
don't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not bad.
Mhm.
It almost tastes. I don't know, how would you describe it?
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's a lemon cake, but then the almond icing, so it's kind of different, right?
And I don't get much lemon.
Yeah,
neither.
it's just the lemon extract.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah. I do like the cake, but I think next time I would do like a lemon rind and like lemon juice or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. I keep
Oh.
wanting there to be some dominant flavor to really hit me,
Yeah,
and you don't really get one.
yeah, I
No.
get that. What do you think of the cake texture overall?
Michael, delicious.
Yeah, the cake texture. I think the flavors need work, but the actual cake is good.
Yeah.
That's what I would say about it. Just, I would change up the flavors, not have the lemon and almond extracts, but
Yeah.
anyway.
The cake texture is nice.
Yeah, it's quite lovely. But yeah,
Yeah.
too much extract, I think.
You mean
Yeah.
not enough?
I might.
Or different extract, perhaps.
You know what it is? I think,
Mm-hmm.
to me at least, if you eat the kind of lemon and the almond together,
Mm-hmm.
tell me I'm crazy. It tastes like licorice.
Yeah, it's
Like
kind of a
the,
strong
The two
flavor.
flavors together give you licorice,
Yeah.
or almost a licoricey taste. You know what? Like,
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
funny. The eating it, I was trying to like figure out. I was trying to name what taste I was experiencing, but yeah, licorice just totally is. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Mm.
tastes a little like
Mhm.
licorice.
Yeah, very interesting combo.
And I think it's just because of the really mild lemon and the really mild almond somehow together.
I think you're right about that.
Yeah, I think if I were to have this again, I would do same thing but go like heavy on the lemon. 'Cause
Oh yeah,
this
I
would
think
be
just lemon all the way is what you want
Yeah.
with this.
Even with lemon icing, it's like the almond.
Yeah,
lemon icing.
I think you're right. Yep. But winner of a actual cake recipe for sure.
delicious marshmallows.
Thank you guys. See ya.